Hello, YouTube. How you doing? Marriage, politics, and sports. All paying here. Listen, I think this boycott. I have a few things to say about this boycott. One, I think it's ill-advised and it's unnecessary. I mean, first of all, black folks, especially black men, haven't been beneficiaries of DEI or affirmative action for decades. Most of us have gotten anywhere in life. We did it based on our own merit. This continued incessance from guys like Al Sharpton, who make their money race baiting, want to have black people think that the only way we could succeed is somebody's handing some shit to us. It's not true. The number one recipient of affirmative action is white women, and DEI is also white women. And I don't know how that grift happened, but that's the way it is. Black people are on the bottom of recipients of DEI. So now he's got this boycott, a foolish stupidity boycott, where he gathers a whole bunch of black folks and then they go and give their money right back to the man in Costco, like that's helping anybody from the neighborhood. And then, of course, he puts a target on Target's back and some other businesses where there's a whole plethora of black businesses who did everything they can to get their products on the shelf. And so now we're going to hurt those businesses, those black owned businesses, because we're going to boycott Target. We don't want them to make any money. First of all, the boycott's not going to work. It's not. Whatever it is, the next news cycle, this will be out of mind, out of sight. But I have a couple of videos that I want to show where, there's people talking about, there's a lady talking about the pecking order, which you could do a Google search and look this up yourself on who are the beneficiaries of DEI. And it ain't black folks. And then, of course, we have Tabitha Brown, who is equivocating her message because her business is going to be directly impacted if this boycott actually worked. And she did, of course, she's done a lot to get her products on those shelves. And listen, the notion that the only reason why she got those products on her shelf is because of DEI is asinine. It's about money. Those products make money, or else they would never get shelf space. They probably take thousands of applications from people who are trying to get their products into these stores on those shelves. And I bet you the criteria isn't whether you're black or white, whatever it is. They might have programs in general, but there's certainly criteria that you have to meet. And as long as you meet that criteria, you're going to get on those shelves, right? I mean, it's business. They know they have to, especially a store like Target, knows that they have to a wide variety of people that they have to market to, and they ain't going to just be white folks. But so this is a dumb. This boycott is dumb, and just to see all these black folks, I think where I heard, and I don't know if this is true, that you gave each one of them $125 gift card to go to Costco. So you paid for some protesters to go with you, if that's true. So allegedly, I don't know, it's true. I don't even want to go ahead and try to dig that out because it sounds like it's something you would do. So I'm just saying, this is a big case of black on black destruction. Another case of black on black destruction. You're going to boycott stores. It's going to hurt black businesses. And, I don't even think you thought that through. I really don't. You want to get the man so bad, you forgot all the black folks. And the only other problem is Tabitha Brown, instead of just coming out and saying, listen, what are y'all doing? She should have just been against the boycott, as opposed to saying, well, if you want to boycott Target, just buy my stuff, though, and just walk out the store after you buy my product. Listen, that was a mistake. You shouldn't have said, if you were going to say that, Tabitha, you shouldn't have said anything at all. You shouldn't have said anything at all. So you left yourself open because nobody's going to just go to a store and just buy your products and walk out. And then that leaves you in a bad light because you say, okay, I'm down with you as long as you keep buying my products. That's not a good position to take. So I'm sure you're getting sniped by all the gutter snipes on, TikTok and everything else. And, maybe there's a few who might understand where you're coming from, but it's a bad take. So I have her video in there as well. So I'm just saying, we got to get off the plantation. Black folks need to get off the liberal Democrat plantation. Stop listening to guys like Al Sharpton and all the other race hustlers and people like that who want to keep you thinking that your only worth is the color of your skin. And you need somebody to help you, guide you, or else you're lost. It's not true. You got to think differently. You really, really got to do that. We got to compete. There's nothing wrong with winning a job based on merit because sometimes you're going to lose. It ain't going to be because you're black or you're a woman. Sometimes you're just not the best candidate for a job. You go to the next one. You go to the next one. You keep moving. Anyway, this is another bad idea. Playing out on the public airwaves by a man who, makes money on having a whole horde of people who think they're victims of the man. So without further ado, I'm going to play a lady who doesn't agree with this boycott, and she's going to tell you what the pecking order is. And I believe she's right. Where is it at? Okay.
A lot of people are looking at the Black community thinking that we are the recipients and benefactors of DEI programs and affirmative action programs. And I know affirmative action is no longer, but whenever they hear the term DEI or they hear the term affirmative action, they look to the Black community thinking that we are the benefactor. Now, here's some information for you. The number one recipient of DEI are white women. That is according to the U.S. Department of Labor. And others fall under that group, under the minority group, the ethnic minority. Number one recipient under that group are Latino and Hispanic Americans. Number two are Asian Americans. Number three are Native Americans. Number four, individuals with disability. Number five, veterans. Okay? And number six, the LGBTQ plus community. And guess who comes last at receiving DEI benefits? Guess who comes last? That's right. Black Americans. Black people. Let me also say, you can do a Google search and you will see the primary benefactors of DEI programs are not only white women, but white men, white male CEOs. Those are the ones who have benefited the most from DEI initiative programs.
All right, so I just wanted to end that there real quick. That's enough. You can go and research that yourself. And next, I'm gonna just go ahead and play through Tabitha Brown, and I want y'all to listen to how she's equivocating over trying to be down with the the brother and sisterhood, but also trying to protect her products. And I think that's a mistake. She should have just said, "Hey, listen, I just think this thing is stupid. I don't think it's well thought out, and it's going to hurt not only me but thousands of other Black folks trying to get their products on the shelf." And so there you go. So here we go.
I know. It has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025 and we are still in January. But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sent me messages about the recent DEI announcements at Target as well. And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who um, is a woman owned business, minority owned businesses, Black owned businesses. Um, it's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen and approved for retail. Because, contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black owned businesses um, to hit shelves, right? Which is why it's such a big deal when we do finally land inside of retail. So it is definitely heartbreaking to feel unsupported, right? Um, However, I am in business in multiple ways with Target, with Walmart, um, and Amazon, right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right, are on Amazon. They're also uh, in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership uh, with Target. I sell my seasonings at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations, listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected and our sales will drop, our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. Um, there's a process. And then you got to, like, where you going to put it? You got to have a place to store it. That's money, right? You got to have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are? Then what happens, right? Now I know that something that could solve it is ownership of these big corporations, right? It's a long way to go there. There are amazing companies like the Village Market in Atlanta, right, who support small businesses. And you can go in there and there's some amazing things that you can buy. But it's one store and it's very small. We're talking about mass market. You can't build that overnight. Do we all sometimes have these big dreams and aspirations to do that? Absolutely. Right? But it is easier said than done, but it's not impossible. But until then, and in order to get there, we unfortunately have to play the game. And in playing that game, we got to be smarter than the ones who think they're in control. Okay? And I say that to say, don't allow a, trying to be mindful with how I say this because I want God to give me the right words, but don't allow foolishness to take us into separation um, and weed us out.
Issues now is we got to stop equivocating. You got to stop equivocating. You know, if you're not a DEI hire, I don't think that your products are on the shelf because of DEI. Your products are on the shelf because people want to buy them, right? You know, so did they open up their uh, marketing place to get more candidates of color? And maybe, but did they lower their criteria for that in terms of the way they need to make money? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. So as long as you're selling products, so when they take away the DEI program, they're not going to take away the fact that they have successful black businesses selling product on their shelves because they understand that there's benefit in having a diverse marketplace of buyers and sellers. That's not going away because a program goes away. That DEI program is probably costing them millions and millions of dollars, and they can't see the benefits coming back because, hey, if they follow their criteria and they get people to elevate to need it, they're going to have plenty of black businesses and Hispanic businesses and everything else selling their products if they're good. Selling it. So really, we should be against the stupid boycott. We should tell people to get used to building up their resumes, building up their self-esteem, going out there and applying for jobs and doing the things that make you a good candidate for the job that you want, as opposed to constantly saying, without these programs, you're going to have nothing. Now, the proof is going to be in the pudding, right? Right? So I don't believe that we're going back to the Jim Crow era just because there's not a DEI program. And for blacks, especially black men, we haven't been a beneficiary of shit for a whole lot of years, decades. Matter of fact, you know, this, I don't want to segue into that, but we don't, as black men, we don't have any support from anywhere, including from our women in the vast majority, right? A whole lot. They just want our seed, and that's pretty much it. And so let's just keep it a buck, right? Let's just keep it a buck. We got all kinds of wars going on, gender war going on. We have economic hurdles we got to crawl out of. And this boycott is ill-advised because DEI was going away before Trump. And he just solidified it by putting it into the getting the federal government out of it, which is fine as well. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if we end up standing on our two feet. Came out of slavery, we came out of lynching, we came out of Jim Crow, we came out of redlining, we came out of the worst bullshit in history. So I don't think a stupid program like DEI is going to stop us from succeeding. Only race hustlers like Al Sharpton will have you think that unless somebody has a program for you, you won't be able to make it. It's a lie. It's a demonic lie. All right, so get that shit through your head. Anyway, on pain, marriage, politics, and sports. Over and out.